Eventually it will work or we will fall down. Why am I okay? There we go. We are live, Bobby.
Woo!
Maybe. If it wants to be. If it decides we're live. Come on, phone, you can do it. I have faith in you. Haha, there we go. Okay. Hello and welcome, dear patrons, to the Tables of Tartarus, a chapter of Purgatory Corner. Today our storyteller is Corin, or Jumpchain, and we're going to be continuing the tale of RWBY Jumpchain, Terminal Season. Re-Jumpchain, I should say. Come on in, take a seat, and let your imagination run free. Corin, if you'd like to take the grounds.
Last time on RWBY Terminal Season, you were all inside of the major cityscape, the town, the city of the Hunts, dealing with Grimm and the like, and encountering Matarael, a gospel who's a lot friendlier than the more recent ones you've encountered. Working with him, you've been fighting against a couple of the major enemies, such as Balor, the Grimm, and Morgiana, having defeated all of them. However, it seems that the threshold for summoning has been reached. From the heavens has descended the one known as Mother, creator of, or at least the one who influences all of the Grimm of the modern day, filling them with all of the hate that drives them to hunt humanity and destroy them, making them a threat to the entirety of the species, and potentially the removal of whom could lead to peace with the Grimm, which, as I recall, is being sought out by one Katie Henderson on the grounds that she doesn't like it when puppies die, even if those puppies are, a little on the less friendly side. With all of you standing together alongside Matarael, you can see that the mother has descended in the form of a massive dragon, made of the same black tar substance and covered in thick, bone-white scales across the vast majority of his body. Scarlet eyes sit inside of a massive dragonic skull, staring down at the lot of you. That is where we left off, as I recall.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Does anyone want to shout anything to the creature first before it starts to engage?
I'm gonna hold my guns as I point to it and feel like, all right, this is it. We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Exterminating the lot of you will be the easiest thing I've done in years.
I haven't watched enough action movies to know how to respond to smack talk.
Lene just kind of does a motion with her hand that symbolizes what that means in the sign language of silent aristocratic conversations.
Jack's gonna sit up. Guess I don't get that napping.
Well, this will be interesting to say the least. Don't die on us, Jack.
Historically speaking, I feel like Jack tends to be the one who, is somehow the most reasonable in terms of survival.
And somehow he still manages to almost die every couple rounds.
I feel like he actually did very well in that last fight.
The building was his own fault.
That's fair. I did forget about dropping the building on yourself.
Yeah.
It's a famous tactic, really.
Yeah. As everyone is getting ready, Mataraya looks to across the group as well, seemingly unsure for a moment before just shrugging. I will provide all of the assistance I can to you.
this the dragon thing?
Yeah. This is the mom.
That is
Who's
not the
apparently a
Dragon
dragon.
Knight that we were speaking of before. This is Mother herself.
Was she always a dragon?
Yes. Never so small, though.
Hmm.
That Matarael brings his hands together, seemingly and you can't quite tell the motion behind it, but you can see his eyes shut as he clasps them. As you likely are well aware, my ability pertains to changing the locations of objects within the space around me. If you need assistance in transportation, moving across the battlefield quickly, simply order me to do so. As he says that, though, the mother's tail slowly raises itself up and then slams down on the ground, leveling several buildings nearby as it turns to face you down. And is there any other dialogue anyone wants to engage in, or are we going straight into the combat? Is there any other dialogue anyone wants to engage in, or are we going straight into the combat? Any other dialogue anyone wants to?
Big,
I suppose something
ugly,
has
and
happened to Sin.
dumb.
What's up?
Oh, I accidentally made my my sound double up. I was like, oh god, no, wait.
Oh, okay.
Keep going.
Yeah. You're saying, Jack?
Yo, big, ugly, and dumb. Question for you, real quick.
Mother lets out a harsh exhalation of air through the large nostrils, but does stare directly at you.
Do your kids have free will?
What kind of question is that supposed to be?
Just answer the damn question. Yes or no?
They have will.
So it's not free.
You're asking high concept questions and expecting a yes or no answer.
Correct. Didn't think it'd be that hard for you to answer if you're all-knowing.
I'm not all-knowing.
Could have fooled me.
It's not hard to be seen as more intelligent than you are when you're surrounded by fools. They choose to follow me of their own volition. What more could they possibly want?
They don't really know what else there is.
So you trap all of them in a ruins, make them kill each other for centuries, and you call that will.
Kind of like a Rapunzel situation, isn't it?
What else need there be than the
Um,
slaughter of humans?
Rest?
Puppies.
Something more? Actually
Rest?
exploring the continent that you're stuck on?
That's
Hell.
clearly the way that there's a twitch in the mother. It's clear that you hit a soft spot when you mentioned exploring the continent.
Oh, what's wrong? Did I hit a nerve?
The exploration. There's no purpose behind exploring the confines of this cage.
I don't know. Jack points up to the sky. You made this cage. You trapped yourself and you're forcing everyone else to play your little game.
Do you think I remain here of my own volition?
Yes.
Then you're as much a fool as I thought.
Says the
If I
person who
had
won't
my
even
choice, I would
try.
have left this place long ago, taken to the sky and raised continents once again. But no.
And yet you
I'm
found no contentment.
I was content to raise the continents before they decided to retaliate. So angry that I decided to level a few of their favorite new toys.
What's with you people in war? Seriously. Can't just be content with having what you got. You gotta take from everyone else.
You say that as though it were not from us that it was taken in the first place.
Oh, bite me. As he
Oh, I
scratches the back
think
of his
I
head.
will.
You
Ooh.
could make things so much better here for yourself. You could probably even find a way to break out, but instead you took the time to make an endless death pit for yourself.
Do you think it's so easy to break the chains written in place by the divine?
No. But chains are there for a reason, and if they do actually exist, there is always a way to break them or move from them. You just have to bide your time, muzzle yourself, and walk like the dog you actually are. I mean, you've got plenty of hounds, or you did, and then you constantly subjected them to torture of their own volition. All you are is a mutt without a master. And too stupid to see past yourself for 5 damn seconds. You're just like the people I grew up with. The people I grew up having to serve. Dumb, self-centered, and can't even be content with what you have left. And look at what you got. Ruins, people who don't care if they live or die, depression. Your own creatures are so depraved they eat each other. Now that's pathetic. Can't even feed your own people properly? You say they follow you willingly. Yeah, nah. If they willingly followed you, I wouldn't be calling them mutts or hounds. But all you've got are hounds that don't know the first thing about drinking water. Or seeing the sun, for that matter. Seriously, a moon? Why a moon? Why not a gentle breeze that carries death throughout it or something like that? You know, poetic. Instead, you went the moon. That sucker's blown in two.
Yes, it was.
It is, you moron. Or are you so self-deluded at this point that you can't even see past yourself?
It was blown apart. It is blown apart. I
Good.
suppose I should have expected that you would fail to grasp even your own human tongue in terms of verb tenses. I was there when the moon was struck down. This cage was crafted from lunar soil when I dared to rebel against a master that had cast me aside. You refer to us as hounds. Refer to them as hounds. As though that were some sort of insult. There is
Insult.
value in a dog, in a pet, in a hunting hound.
And a puppy.
Do you know why I don't call them mutts or hounds out of insult? That you misunderstand.
Yes, because your tonality is so conscious of that, isn't it?
I call them hounds because they refuse to be anything else. I call you a mutt. I call your hounds hounds.
Is there a point to your statements here?
Figure it
You
out.
clearly-
You're smart.
You speak as though you understand the context of what happened millennia ago, as though you speak as though you are an authority on these subjects. And yet I see in you only an individual blinded by their own experience and incapable of perceiving beyond it. You speak of how I am myopic and unable to see beyond the confines of my own structured cityscape, unable to see past this false moon, and yet you seem to be unable to see so much as an inch past your own trauma.
Maybe. But it still pushes me forward, unlike you.
I push myself forward each time, straining against these chains that bind me, placed by a god that forsook me so long ago. The fact that I should lower myself to entertainment across the eons held restrained. You would begrudge me that? If so, you are not merely a fool. You are a putrid, festering little snot.
Really? That's the best you got? A snot of festering? Your own people kill each other daily. You say you strain against bars,
Oh no,
but
yes. The
but
creatures that
we were
I
able to
have
walk
risen
easily.
die sometimes and get better.
Do they get
Same as
better?
any of you humans suffer from small maladies and cuts across the skin, as you speak as though there's some differentiation between the temporary termination of their lives and the piercing of your epidermis. You think my hounds so pathetic that death would so much as slow them down when next they awake? Who now speaks as though insulting them?
Death should always be something that slows things down. Without death, there is no growth. Because
For a
without the
human,
threat
maybe.
for any creature,
Clearly you're unfamiliar with the creatures of Grimm.
no, I am. I've killed plenty. When I woke up in your stupid world,
Oh, you've killed plenty, certainly, but amongst you it seems only one has even attempted to understand how they live. And even that one is an imbecile incapable of understanding the basics of their own tongue just as you.
And proud of it. Wait.
every time I've talked to one of your Grimm, their first instance is just to fight. The few that are smart enough outside of you to hide, to live, to let things be, it's because they understand one thing that you don't. Something that you actively have isolated everything in this vicinity from: the threat of death. Without it, nothing can grow, nothing can die, nothing can gain anything. You say the threat of death doesn't affect Grimm, but many Grimm cower outside of your little realm.
Yes, they do. I speak of mine. Mine have no need for the fear of death. My hounds within these walls have no need to fear it. Certainly
What about
those who I
Morty?
cannot...
Morgiana.
Morgiana lives in this moment. Morgiana resides within me. Morgiana sleeps. Morgiana will awake after I finish terminating the lot of you. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
You're good, Megan.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Feel better soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, no
Yeah, you're
problem.
good.
You're
Just
fine.
go
good.
take care of yourself. If you feel sick,
Yep.
go rest.
Rest.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor Megan.
Where was I?
Mhm.
What was
Yeah,
the last
Morgy.
sentence I said?
Morgiana sleeps within you or
Okay.
something.
Morgiana sleeps within me and will awake when I finish terminating the lot of you, as has always been the case. Morgiana may have. Morgiana hoped to end it without violence, but that is not the fear of death. Morgiana is
And you were the one
wise.
who said that
You're
death was an
intelligent.
absolute. Because someone insulted you in your little cage. You want to conquer, you want to win, you want to be the one at the top, right?
I want to take back the land that was mine before it was stolen, was ours
You
before it was ripped from
lost.
us. Yes, but I didn't lose to humanity. I lost to your protectors, your creators.
Interesting.
You humans never would have stood a chance. I slaughtered an entire continent in the course of a single afternoon, and only when they reached down their hands was I destroyed. They ripped the moon in half to crush my body, to seal me away, to hide me. For even they knew not how to kill their strongest creation.
Hey,
You think that I stand here because, what, I simply lack the strength? Perhaps I do. Perhaps I'm not strong enough to defy not one but two gods in their joint ventures to restrain me. But so what? I'm still leagues beyond anything that you could ever even dream of being, let alone make manifest in your pathetic, myopic little short lifespan.
Actually, I don't know how long our lifespans are gonna be. Jack scratches the back of his head, looking at the rest of the people that he's jumping with. To be fair, I'm not sure how long our lives are actually gonna be. Well, depending on what happens. I mean,
I'm gonna be immortal.
he never really explained how this whole jumping thing worked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't to me, but I also left as quickly as he opened that door.
There's a. So you said jumping there.
Yep.
Mhm.
Scarlet eyes, the pupils within them tighten sharply into thin slits.
What?
I see. I know what you are then.
Yeah. What am I?
Yeah, what am I?
You
Do you
are
have better
more.
words?
You are more than just a human. Congratulations, you've evolved from the position of forgettable insect to material threat.
Yay!
Okay. And why is that?
I am not so much a fool as to invite that sort of information.
No. You understand that we're a threat now. You don't get to play that little game anymore of being higher than everybody. You know what we are, and you know how dangerous we actually can be. So let's
Yes.
stop playing this little game like that nameless little hound of yours tried to earlier. Speak the truth, or die holding it. It doesn't matter. We both know what we are. Now, are you gonna make this fun for me?
I made the mistake of underestimating one who said jumper. Several thousands years passed. Immediately, Mother swings out with a massive claw in order to rend through the surrounding area, going straight for an attack immediately.
Mm.
Everyone is going to roll initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie.
And I am going to use this red. Well, I guess I clicked the wrong one. Oh, okay. Net zero.
Wow.
Okay.
Can you roll a 5 and a 1? Come on, let's go. Aw, dang
Would have
I
been
got
funny.
right in between.
However, that means that all three of you there rolled 0 successes with a sum total of 6.
it.
So that's a 3-point tie. I'm just gonna ask you, what order would you like your turns to be in?
I think maybe having KT be last might be good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jack will go first, I guess.
Okay. I can go second then.
Okay. Okay, so repeat one more time.
Jack,
Jackie.
Hunter, Katie.
Okay, Jack, Hunter, Katie. Then with a net 0 but a sum total 9, Matarael will go just barely faster than you, and the mother's roll is the only positive roll, which means I actually don't need to change anything about what that currently says in the turn order. Cool. Okay. The first swing immediately goes out and tries to strike at every single person involved. So I'm actually going to need everyone to either roll a speed roll if you intend to dodge it, or if you plan on tanking this, you're going to roll a endurance roll.
I'll do
My endurance is actually higher than my speed.
See, can I use my flex to just duck below it?
No, this is the
Okay,
paw
not
is the
good.
size of a building and is destroying the ground as it sweeps. There's not really a
And
spot to duck under.
it's a dex roll or a speed roll?
It's a speed roll to dodge, endurance to resist.
Thank you.
Enduring, because
Jesus Christ.
That's not good. Okay.
Oh, no.
And Hunter, what dice did you roll there?
Endurance.
Endurance. Okay. And Katie, are you enduring or running away?
Well, I wanted, I was planning on enduring.
Okay, so everyone endured, and
Just
everyone
with
got
the
a 0
rolls
or
today.
worse. Okay, I'm
Although
going
for
to go ahead
Jackie,
and
that's
make
kind
the
of good.
attack roll. Let me go ahead and double check the stat.
Jackie just gets more more beefy as he gets slapped.
Okay,
Jesus Christ!
Oh my god.
So
Are
the
we gonna
dragon rolled
survive?
4 degrees of success.
What the fuck?
Holy heck. Oh no.
Well,
we're
that's
gonna
a critical in a
die.
nutshell. God damn.
Yeah, so everyone is going to take a full unbroken 2d6. So we're going to open with Hunters first. Hunter, you take 7 points of damage.
Ooh.
Jack, you take 10 points of damage. Katie, you take 7 points of damage.
Oh my god. Oh my
Ouch. That was unpleasant.
All right, and I need to roll for the.
Oh yeah, and you get to roll 2d6, and given how hard you were hit, you get an automatic +3 on your pips. You were previously banked at 2.5, so 2 and 3 pips. So that is going to take you to 4 and 2 pips.
Jack
Oh
is
my
gonna
God.
4
beat
bank
the
successes.
shit out of someone here soon.
Extreme violence. Okay.
Oh shit, we
And-
could have Montel teleport us, couldn't we?
Yeah.
I assume you were
Matarael.
just taken
Yeah.
aback.
So unfortunately, Matarael was slower than her. She got her action first.
Ah, fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a good idea though. Definitely keep that in mind. That is an option. Just this specific instance didn't work so great. And I didn't roll Matarael's speed to dodge, did I?
Nope.
Well,
Just gets bitch slapped across the country.
Mhm.
well, I'm going to tell you right now, he did not. He did not succeed in dodging.
I don't
He
think
takes
he
8 points
could.
of damage. Yeah, no, he couldn't have. Like not against 4 successes, but I still had to roll to see
Mhm.
something. Yeah, so he takes 8 points of damage. So the claw rends through a huge chunk of the entire cityscape. Whole buildings are leveled all at once, moving at a speed that is insane for its size. You can hear the tearing of the wind before the claw reaches you. And then what you can feel is the compression of your bones from the impact as you are slammed into. All of you are fortunately unharmed by the massive talons themselves, instead struck by the more of the palm section, slamming you all through several buildings. Your aura protects you considerably, mitigating a lot of the damage, but you can only mitigate so much. You all crash in more or less the same area, surrounded by broken down rubble, as the mother simply reasserts its position by bringing its claw back down onto the ground to steady itself in its massive form.
Mhm.
Matarael forces himself up from the position that he landed in, looking around as he brings his hands together once again. I will keep myself ready. He has prepared his action and will be specifically waiting for his trigger is any of you ordering him to use his abilities.
Okay.
Jackalope, that makes it your turn.
Actually gonna sit up. Looks like I struck a nerve. And Jack's
Maybe
gonna
a
just
little
start
bit.
walking her way.
Dun, 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 dun.
So you said you're walking away.
Walking her
Walking
way.
her way.
Walking her way. Okay, that's very okay. I had to make sure.
Freaking cool anime style. Just
Yeah, he probably isn't doing so hot with that leg right now.
Yeah, you're not doing great. But, you can still walk. So as you walk towards her, is there anything that you specifically do aside from moving?
raises his gun arm and fires once.
Go ahead and make a dex roll.
Really?
The
Ooh.
dice just have it out for you today, I suppose.
I have enough for
did too
everyone
last
but the dragon.
Let me go. Well, fortunately, y'all are about to learn. Because as you recall, all of the bosses have unique skills.
Mhm.
Fuck me.
Holy
As
heck!
as the shots land against the surface of the mother, they explode. They detonate. And there is not so much as a single scratch, even in the fluid that makes up its form.
Wow.
Do you truly believe that the pathetic toys of a lesser species could lay a scratch on even this lesser form of mine?
Why are you so determined to call them lesser?
They could not stop. An entire continent of them could not stop a single action on my part across a few hours before being saved by their gods that they pray to. What else would I call you?
Tenacious, maybe. Lucky. Given it's been
Lucky
500
indeed.
years and technology has not stopped. And they aren't all dead.
Yes, they're not all dead, because the gods stepped in.
Yeah. More of this talk. Hey, gospel dude. Sorry, head's a little rattled. Name is escaping me. Matael?
Matarael? But call me whatever you need, so long as it puts her in the ground.
Do your people have the ability to heal people from deadly injuries?
That is... The answer to that question is yes, with an asterisk. Do you care about the side effects?
Not really.
Then ignore the asterisk.
Hunter, Katie,
Mhm.
hit
Yeah.
me with everything.
Everything?
Everything. We're gonna
Cool.
play a little game of gambling. As
Last
a
time
crazed
you-
smile comes across Jack's face.
Last
We're
time you
gonna-
did this, you lost like a freaking arm.
And we have a friend that can teleport me if necessary, probably to someone who can save my life. I've got
Hey.
4 so far. It took 8. I'm thinking 10.
Oh.
7 was their last.
Oh dear.
If you're sure about this.
I ain't letting y'all die this easily.
Alright.
Alright. Hunter's gonna pop out his fire rounds, and he's gonna... I believe we got gravity rounds, right? He at
That
least
is
got
correct.
one.
You do
so.
have gravity rounds.
Yeah, so he's gonna pop out his fire rounds and just shove in a gravity round and cock it.
So, to clarify, just to point out, the maximum overall output, I believe in the case of Hunter, is gravity rounds being fired into your semblance, creating shrapnel to hit with gravity force and also tons of smaller hits. While Katie has 2 submachine guns, a multitude of grenades, and several explosives that have thus far only been described as full of a yes. So I just want to make sure that when you say
soul-wrenching amount.
to make sure, Jackalope, that is what you're asking for.
Yep.
Are the both of you?
I'm gonna
agreeing
look at Katie. I'm just slot in the round into my gun, look at her and go, "It's time for the yes."
Aw, heck yeah. I
Actually,
didn't think this was its
make
purpose,
it 2
but
yeses.
2 yeses.
He needs it.
Jackie, I'm looking for your consent.
Yes.
Yes to the yes.
That's 2 yeses. It sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Doom, doom.
Okay,
Do I have 2 yeses?
that's all. It's what you got.
Yeah, okay.
So
Okay.
I need
your
to
target
restock after
is
this.
your target is basically not even just stationary, but actively trying to get hit, so you're going to auto pass on your hits. I'm going to have you roll with with 1 point bonus on each of your rolls, but this is just to establish any points of criticality. You do not fail in a 1.
Okay. So what's the
So-
roll?
Your dex roll.
Dex roll.
Oh.
Jackie.
Hunter, as I said, you have a bonus point. You can either choose to re-roll that too, or you can choose to roll an additional dice.
Oh, that was with my bonus. That was with the bonus dice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, okay,
Oh.
cool.
Oh, I didn't utilize a bonus dice, but I got a trip crit, so I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, no, you already crit, and
You want to give me that dice, Cat?
I don't think that's
well,
lethal.
I had you roll for the point of criticality, and this is you got a critical on both yeses, which I think means that we have to apply exclamation points to the yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Every grenade that you have, every round that you can put out all at once with both Senor Narlethatap and Captain Cupcakes, every single thing that you've got is rapidly being thrown out all at once as Motarael brings his hands together.
What the heck
And-
is what is Mother's expression right now?
Narrowed eyes and concern on the grounds that watching someone else prepare any attack is bad juju. So, in the case of Hunter, you get 2d6 automatically,
Mhm.
plus 3 for the whole thing there. For Katie, you would get 2d6 for normally it'd be 2d6 because it's so much, but we're specifically I'm going to say 3d6 on the grounds of using the yeses, since we've been building that up. But then there's the point of criticality. So I guess we double. So the total number of things you're going to get 8d6 pips.
8d6.
Yes, you are 4 and 2 pips. So Jack, if you could roll 8d6 to see what your current thing is.
Oh, does my my gravity bullets, does it do?
You're actually right.
Jesus.
Go ahead and add 1 more d6 for me real quick because I forgot. All right, yep. He's using his semblance and that. Okay, so the total is 32 additional pips. So that's 5 and 2. So that means you are currently at 9 successes and 4 pips. However, it also means that let me go ahead and roll because that's just your pips. That is the amount of damage you would normally take from this attack.
Hmm.
God.
So to begin with, I would like you to roll an endurance, because if you pass an endurance roll, you have damage.
Please don't die.
That is not a passing roll. As I recall, you're around middle of the health, so due to the previous fight, specifically the injuries you inflicted on yourself.
Mhm.
So this would put you at around -15 normally, but Matarael does have a technique. As he brings his hands together, the damage is reallocated. Instead of just hitting you, let's see, 30 points. It's going to be distributed across 5 people. Each person will only take 6 points of damage, but everybody in the party will take a point of damage. This is
Ow.
including a distribution for to Lynn. Though she is not
Mhm.
currently here, statistically speaking, it would make sense that it would also be distributed to her.
Mhm.
So everyone takes 6
Cool.
instead of Jack being reduced to literally dead.
I'm really glad that me and Katie have more endurance than God at this point.
Jackie, you good?
Jack just kind of staggering there, alive.
All right. Good. You took 2 yeses, which equates to an absolutely.
A fucking battleground is covered in glitter. Glitter is in our bones.
To clarify, Jack, your health is currently at 2
Ooh.
because you were at 15 health, and that was the second hit you've taken this turn. You're at critically low health, but you have almost 10 bank successes.
Oh.
Hey, Mateo.
Yes.
Whatever the side effects are of whatever happens after this, I'm gonna trust you on this. Congratulations, you're the first gospel I'm trusting.
I will take that as an honor then.
Thanks.
Don't die without taking her with you, if you would.
Can't wait for you to revive my ass after this.
There's some clear concern in his exhalation there. But overall, I believe that is going to take your turn. You did make you made a move action, you launched your attack, and now you've banked all of these things. Hunter and Katie both performed their significance attacks,
Yeah.
which means we cycle
Dun, dun,
back
dun,
to Mother.
You know, Mom, I'm there are a couple of threats that I've seen people make. There's they won't find your body. They won't stop finding your body. But from the looks of Jackie here, I'm just gonna say I don't think your body will exist anymore.
I would like to make a snappy comment. Die. And she's going to make a attack.
Fucking bitch.
This is going to be a breath attack.
I'll look at Matael immediately, go, above! And clearly gesturing to Jackie as she does that.
Slams his hands together, and Jackalope, you are now in free fall, a good 100 feet above the air. Hunter, Katie, you are not.
Mm-hmm.
Matarael will automatically fail his attempt to dodge this on the grounds that he is distracted by utilizing his unique ability. You two have to roll. You can attempt to dodge this, but it is a very high difficulty to avoid a wide-scale breath attack. You can roll to endure it, and that would just be normal difficulty.
I'm just enduring it.
What was your health? Oh, okay, yeah.
Jesus
Both
Christ.
of you are now currently around like 16-ish health. You rolled to endure, and that was a regular difficulty, so you did actually pass that, Hunter.
All right, I'll endure. Why not?
And Katie
Sweet.
endures as well. You will both take half damage from the breath attack. The mother rears her head back and then proceeds to throw her entire neck forward. As her mouth splits open, a massive gout of that black tar-like substance surges out. It slams into the ground and into all of you with with tsunami-like force, crashing into you and slamming you about, but far too viscous to be able to to allow you to swim properly. It surges across the battlefield and carries you and slams you further into the areas, into all of the rubble and the like. But fortunately, you're at this point experienced enough with being thrown about that you know how to angle yourself at least a bit. You end up taking reduced damage. I will first roll. Hunters. Let me see. See, 6 over 2. And then I will roll Katie's. Reduces to 2 points. So you only took 3 and 2 points respectively.
Sweet.
Let's see.
Okay.
Okay. Along with that, her secondary action. Her secondary action is to rear up her head once again, this time to face Jack. And Jack, what you can see is a bit disconcerting as you start to fall. Let me go ahead and roll its initiative. With a -2, it is sitting on the surface of its head, almost completely invisible, but otherwise still there. You can see a figure. Bipedal, very human-like in its raw form, but covered in scales almost like that of a dragon. And yet it seems to have a sword by its side, and the scales seem to almost look like plate mail as well. The Dragonic Knight has entered conflict, and is currently
Maddie,
looking right at you.
Hi, Maddie. I think that's your guy.
Matarael pulls himself from the gook, having taken, because his wasn't reduced, 9 points of damage, and him already having been at less than half health beforehand. He's looking not good. It's like, that is very bad for us if there's 2 of them. However, having rolled so poorly, the Draconic Knight does not take a turn at the top of the round, and instead will be waiting until the end of this round to take any actions. Matarael once again prepares himself, bringing his hands together, ready to perform whatever he needs to, considering whose turn comes next. Jack, when you were launched launched over 100 feet in the air, it was above the mother. Your descent is taking you directly into the line of path in case you were trying to attack her. He just kind of assumed that was your goal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that checks out.
So
Jack
you is just free falling, right?
That is correct.
He's gonna wait till he's 50 feet above her to do anything. And then yell at Maltael, the rubble next to her, swap me my place with its.
The rub.
Anything next to her. Anything
right next to her?
Yep.
Okay. Swap goes off, and you... Fortunately, you take no landing damage, fall damage, thanks to landing strategy. Otherwise, you'd probably have just killed yourself because you're at full terminal velocity. When your positions are swapped, your velocity does not change as you crash into the ground hard, right next to the Grim. Mother is literally inches away from you, or at least one of her paws is.
I mean, Jack's gonna load up that robotic fist with all 9 charges.
Okay. Go ahead and make a melee roll and add 9 additional successes to whatever you roll.
And as he's punching, he's gonna... Katie, Jack... I already forgot a character's name.
Hunter?
Lynn?
No, Hunter, Katie, and Lynn. Take care of yourselves.
Don't die. That sounds like a death flag.
He has no idea if he's gonna live.
So that is 4 degrees of success versus so your automatic successes do not get added in for criticality. Then technically the differentiation here is, that she would win, except obviously not. At 12 total degrees of success, I'm going to go ahead and have you roll. Let's see. Honestly, you've passed over this threshold for safety. I'm just going to assume that you know full well what this is about to do to you.
Oh, yeah. He is putting his life and his existence currently in this world in the hands of Maltael.
Cool. You're going to go ahead and roll... Because 12 successes, you're going to roll 24d6 damage.
Fuck.
74 points of damage. Okay. Now roll the same thing for the damage that you dealt to the mother.
Wow, identical.
Wow.
Yeah. That's genuinely incredible. Hunter, Katie,
Mm-hmm.
you don't see Jack. What you see is a massive gout of tar and black ichor spilling out violently from the arm of the mother. Damage having successfully been dealt.
Jackie.
Now, what you also can see is that after a few moments, there's an issue. The mother is clearly hurt, pretty significantly. But as she moves her arm to the side, you watch as it falls apart and dissolves, only for it to start reforming. As a grimace of mixed agony and disdain does play across her face. So, let's see. Got to do math. The damage was reduced to 50, thanks to another one of her unique skills, which, is still an insane amount of damage. You have successfully crippled her, removing an entire arm.
Jeez.
Jack, we're going to talk about what happens to your body later.
Gotcha.
Oh no.
I'm going to go ahead and remove you from the initiative order.
Makes sense.
And Hunter, Katie, you do not know how well that worked. You don't really know much of anything about what's going on. You just know that that was a lot.
Well, shit.
You said it, red guy.
Thanks, Katie.
You're welcome.
So,
Yeah, I kind of expected more of a nuclear explosion. I'm assuming the mom there has got some tricks up her sleeve. What's the plan, red guy?
nuke her face?
Yeah?
Do
Look,
you have...
how much of my arsenal did I use on Jackie?
You used all of the explosives you have. You still have rounds for your 2 primary weapons, but you're out of grenades.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Well,
All right. Okay, so we've got a
does her
Cripple-
arm look like it became a weak point after he fucking obliterated the shit out of it?
It's the gaping wound from the gaping hole in the body from where the arm was forcibly severed by itself definitely looks a lot weaker.
Alright, Katie. Here's the plan. You got some weird grim tricks up your sleeve, you know?
Actually, I've got a couple of other. I got one very specific trick I still got.
Alright, does it
I just need
involve
you to-
being inside of the mother?
I mean, if you can get me in there.
Oh, look at Matael.
I have no freaking idea. Actually, I just need you to make sure I don't miss. Being inside her makes it so I don't miss. Get me in there, Maddie. Get me as close as possible. Get me intimately close to the mom.
Let's do this trick. He like cocks the gun again. Matael.
Matarael pauses. Actually, teleporting you there now recklessly is not a good idea.
Oh, but reckless is my favorite thing to be.
Yes, but the knight is still guarding her. And he
Oh.
won't make the same mistake twice.
True. Well, that's a toughie.
In the distance atop the skull of the mother, you can actually see that the knight, the Draconic Knight, is no longer sitting atop her skull, but standing, and has a large broadsword in the right hand.
I don't remember putting any shoes on.
Well, let's see if I can knock that son of a bitch off that head. He's gonna aim his rifle towards him with the gravity round in there, hoping that it'll make
miss,
the
red
gravity
guy.
round faster than he can dodge.
Go ahead and make a roll. And I will
Let's
make
see.
the unique skill roll in response.
Don't miss, red guy.
Well, got something.
It's a 1 to a 2. But
That's a
unique.
it's a 1-to-1.
Oh, you're right. That is a number 1. That is 1. That is a tie.
Oh.
Ties are broken by total sum number, 10 to 16.
Yeah,
So it is a
unfortunately, you have
tie
more
and-
dice than I do, so
Yes.
Mhm.
I can definitely see why you would want to rebalance your stats, though, because it feels like
Mhm.
rolling 2 dice on ranged attacks is not optimal for your character build.
nope. I don't
Yeah.
think a single time has ever been useful for me.
So we will definitely touch base on that. But for now, with the stats as they are, the retaliation on the part of the
Oh, do I
counterattack
get anything
was
bonus
great.
for it being gravity?
You know
Do you
what?
have metal on 'em?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead and roll a bonus dice, and if it's a 5 or a 6, you win.
Damn.
It was worth a
Dang
shot.
it.
Yeah.
But speaking of a shot, The Dragonic Knight swings his broadsword down long before the bullet would ever reach him. But as you fire into it, it seems like you hit a wave of something, and the bullet simply ceases.
Frustrating. Tum, tum, tsh.
Wave of something grim, wave of something aura. I can detect it with perspective things.
Go ahead and use your Abyssal Cutie. Oh yeah, your Aura Spectacles would detect if it's aura. It's not.
Yeah.
But you can
Yeah.
use Abyssal Cuties.
That's what I was checking. Okay.
Whoa,
Oh,
Jesus.
oops. What the heck? Oh, sorry. That the first one is the only one that's viable here. Though
Yeah.
apparently any of those would be the same.
Yeah, actually, they all would have come out the same either way. With your Abyssal Cuties, you can sense that this is indeed an effect from... It is a Grim-based effect. But what you're also feeling is that it's not just his. You can feel a conglomerate of Grim overall. The Dragonic Knight holds within itself a lot of Grim powers at the moment, some of which feel distinctly familiar.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be Hunter's turn, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you'll
so
probably use this bonus action to make a couple orbs.
Okie doke. You got your orbs. Katie, you did use Abyssal Cuties, but that's not a primary action, so is there anything else that you'd like to do? Prepare anything, perhaps?
A what? I don't want to use my main trick because I feel like it's gonna go wrong from this distance and with the dragon boy over there. Dragon Knight. Night boy.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Okay. Snackers, you got any tips here?
There's a shimmering effect around the body of Katie for a moment before it disappears entirely, and Katie is the only one who sees what appears a moment later. Standing across from you, easily 12, maybe even 13 feet tall, is that serpentine creature.
Were you this tall before, Snackers?
You called?
Mm-hmm. Well, we got the god there, and we got the dragon bite. I don't mind feeding either of them to you. But it's gonna be a bit hard to get there.
Well,
And
I'm
Jackie
not sure
just...
they're to my taste, but...
Mhm.
Well, I haven't used up all of what I last ate. I still have a bit of my meal sealed away.
Oh, yeah?
Your contract binds you. You will deliver to me some sort of food to repay me for this.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, he's going to snake forward, his entire body wrapping around yours as his long, gnarled fingers grasp onto Senor Nyarlathotep. A moment later, you can feel a shift in your gun as he manually loads in a very different bullet.
Oh.
Don't
Okay.
miss.
I will try my gosh darndest. Better at shooting than that guy over there, am I right?
No,
Red guy.
You misunderstand. He uses his hands to forcibly turn your jaw directly to face him.
Hi.
You won't miss.
Oh.
And then he disappears.
Okay. All right. I am going to aim at the mother.
Are you 100% sure that you want to take that shot right now? I just ask because you've previously shot at the mother and the bullet was intercepted on its way.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Right. Yes. Okay. So I need to get the Dragon Knight boy out of the way.
Yes.
Does the scales and all the other stuff, do they look metally?
They look kind of metal-like. They look almost like plate mail made from massive dragon scales.
Is that more grim or is that more metal though?
According to your abyssal cuties, it is grim, and that is biological matter. But the way it shines speaks of something that is metallic in nature.
Well, would that work for the gravity thing?
Only one way to find out.
Yeah. Katie does like taking chances, doesn't she? Okay.
Oh, additionally, did you want to try to speak with the knight at all?
Oh.
It just occurred to me that you haven't done that, and that's
Yeah, you're
usually
right.
like your first thing that you do.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay,
You
go
look
ahead.
like the stoic type, and you know.
Yeah, go ahead and make an abyssal cuties roll if you'd like.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Doesn't want to talk, I guess.
You can't reach out to him, particularly at this distance and with the mother functionally running interference just by it existing. You can't. You're too far away.
That's fair.
Now, what were you saying about your gravity?
I was thinking of shooting it like to the side or something, so that like it would kind of like pull him off of her.
Okay, yeah. If you make a dex roll for your ranged attack, that would be possible.
Yeah. Well. All right. We'll talk later, Night Boy. After I kill your mom. Let's do this.
2 degrees of success. The shot lands square right into the snoot of the mother. The shot itself, you know what? I'm just gonna 2d6 reduce by /GM roll. Cool. So the damage from that was reduced by 30 points.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So and the main idea thing was that the gravity would like pull him off of the mother. So
as the gravity well manifests, his footing seems to shift, and it's clear that he's going to get pulled down. So he simply leaps off the mother's skull. He drops a good 40, 50 feet before swinging his blade once and just stopping in midair, stepping upon the solidified portion of the sky, and looking and continuing to look down as both hands now grasp his broadsword. You have created a good amount of distance between him and the mother, but it'd be a bit risky to do it now. Not impossible, but risky.
okay. All right. And then I think I'll just like move in close to him, because I think I have a decent idea of what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Gonna heal in real nice and close to him.
Okay. As you heal in and approach, it does become the knight's turn.
Hi.
He lets himself drop the rest of the way and crashes into the ground literally 6 feet away from you, standing in between you and the mother. At this point, because he's actually not resisting it, you can auto pass on a roll to try to communicate with him.
Okay. Hey, Night Boy. So, does she pay well?
As you connect between the two of you, there's a psionic element, like a crashing wave against you, an overwhelming pressure pushing down on you.
Okay, that's one way to respond.
I am the knight of the first queen.
Was there another? Or is that just like a formal thing?
My name is Vortigern.
That's so cool. Love that.
Do you
He's just-
intend to fight in single combat? Do you intend to fight fair? I will fight on the exact terms that you do. I will fight as fairly as you do.
What was it? Well, I mean, hmm. I mean, like, what kind of terms? Because I mean, if it's up to me, or fight red guy probably. He'd probably be willing. I'm more trying to get to your mom.
That is why I stand in your way.
Yeah, it's kind of a deal breaker in terms of friendship, isn't it? Mm.
I feel unease coming from that weapon in your hand. I
Which one?
cannot
I
allow
have
you
two
to
of them.
approach the mother.
Yeah. Okay. What if we have like a little duel of some kind between us, and uh, if I win, if I win, you let me fight the mother. What are your thoughts?
If you would like to make this an honorable duel, then so be it. I will
Mm-hmm.
fight on the terms that you fight on.
Okay. Um.
Tell me the rules of engagement, so that we may begin this quickly.
Hmm. Okay. Let's see. Rock, paper, scissors.
Wow.
You do feel genuine amusement radiate out from Vortigern at that. Tragically, that is not what I meant.
That's a duel. It decided a lot of things back home.
I'm sure that it has. But this is not your home. This is no one's home anymore.
It's not yours? That's kind of sad. Are you homeless?
If you would like to engage in combat, I will fight on the terms that you define. But if you will avoid combat, then we will fight on my terms.
Okay. All right. We'll fight on your terms. But first, hug of honor.
More amusement. He brings his sword up and slams it down, driving the blade into the ground in order to give it a stable place. So be it.
All right.
He'll accept the hug.
Kind of.
All right. I give him a good hug, and then I go. That was really nice. Not many Grimm usually go in for a hug so easily.
Not
Which
very
makes
many
this
Grimm are as old as I am.
Yeah. Makes this really sad that I have to do this. I'm gonna drive Captain Cupcakes into the back into his back, and then fire a gravity well into a wall. That was a really nice hug, though.
So to make sure, you're saying that you're going to fire your weapon to create a gravity well near a wall to move him?
Okay, look. You remember when I did that one thing where I put the blade into the back, and then kind of tried to get the Grimm to go into the warehouse? That's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Does that work? It feels like it should work because the
Wait,
metal.
please tell me you let go of the hug before you did this.
Yeah, honestly, all things considered, I think you would automatically pass on getting him, if you're creating a gravity well nearby to pull him in a different direction. His guard is
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, and he put his broadsword thing into the ground, right?
But
Yeah.
did you let go of the hug before you stabbed him?
Told y'all she would hug somebody.
Please don't. You hugged him. He hugged you. You let go of the hug, and then you stabbed him in the back before you stepped away. Yeah.
Well, not because I don't want him to dodge.
Aww. You broke the honor. Katie is so
Okay,
evil.
Well, yeah. I would say that what you're describing should work. Go ahead and tell me what happens.
I feel so bad.
Yeah. So So the idea here is I do give him a really good, honest hug. The hug is honest. Everything after that isn't really so. But then again, Katie isn't really the honorable dueling type, you know? She considers it all fair in love and war, okay? So, she does the hug, and she holds on to him, and she kind of like stabs him with the blade of Captain Cupcakes, not Senor Nyarlathotep. She needs that. And then she shoots the gravity bullet into a nearby wall. And that will cause both Katie and the guy to get sent into like the gravity thing.
Okay, so it's going to pull both of you into a gravity well nearby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leaving the sword in the ground. I don't want him to have that.
You have successfully pulled yourselves both away from the sword.
Yeah. Which, considering the bullet won't miss when I like do the thing, which should make it so that I can do like the thing. I don't know how strong this grip might be up. I didn't think about that. Katie doesn't think. It's fine.
No thoughts, head empty.
No thoughts, head empty, only hug. And backstabbing. Literal backstabbing.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Is that my entire turn?
I'm going to say you probably are able to do something else along with it if you're like, as long as it's not a major thing. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
I can't think of anything except maybe apologizing to him.
Well then, we will get his retaliation since your two turns kind of overlapped basically. As you're both pulled that way, it is clear, like he finishes the hug first. Then he says, I see. If those are the rules of engagement, so be it. And he is going to, so you're still hugging him right now, right? Like holding onto him specifically to prevent him from easily escaping?
Yeah.
Okay. One of his hands is going to move up to the top of your skull. You can't really escape this. You can't run. So it's not a speed roll. It would just be a dex to resist.
Or would that mean endurance?
That is probably what I meant to say. I don't know what word actually came out.
Dex.
Dex.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and roll endurance to resist.
Fine. They're the same thing.
Okay. That's not a bad roll.
That's pretty good.
It is still possible for him to win, but he did not. So you are going to take halved damage actually quartered damage for other reasons, as he's going to grab your skull and basically try to slam you down into the ground. But with you still holding onto him, what more or less ends up happening is you both end up dropping to the ground as his hand presses your skull into the dirt.
If there's anything Katie's good at, it's enduring the consequences of a hug.
Okay.
You ain't wrong.
So technically I'm going to roll 1d6 over. Reduced to 1 point of damage.
Wow. Or yay?
Yeah, you took basically no damage from the consequences of your actions.
Yay!
But it is now the mother's turn. As I'm going to go ahead and roll a sense roll for her. Hopefully you folks are enjoying the fact that that's 2d6, not 10. And yep, she does not notice the ominous presence coming from your gun.
Oh, yay.
It looks like the talkative one of yours decided to self-terminate. An understandable response to my presence.
Yeah, the moment she decides to kill herself is gonna be the moment that this world ends. Most likely. I don't think it's possible for her to feel that way.
I meant the asinine one.
Oh.
Sweeps her towards the devastated chunks of her former arm.
Oh yeah, he just does that.
We won't be doing it any longer.
I really wouldn't bet on that, I'll be honest. I bet for him, not against him, because every time I bet against him, he proves me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Though he might actually
Wow.
be dead this time.
Are you two a jumper?
Indeed. Though I'm not quite as,
Damn. She actually does somehow miss, despite the roll there. It's not a critical failure, barely, by literally 1 point.
It would be so funny if she crit failed there.
It's just like,
slams
yeah,
her
yeah, but
hand
she's just
down.
like, shit.
Her massive claw swings down in order to strike at you in response to that, but it ends up just narrowly missing you. Literally inches away from you is where her paw ends up landing, carving up the ground around you.
Am I able to see her eye?
No, her hand is blocking you entirely.
Oh.
However, you could probably see her eye if you like jumped.
Yeah, fuck it. It's basically just to jump upwards and put a light barrier beneath him, so he's standing up. And I mean, if she's close enough to have her paw down in front of him, it's close enough for his sniper to just shoot her in the eyeball. I would imagine.
Yeah, you could shoot her in the eye. You're close enough.
Yeah. So, with a 3 because of my gravity.
I'm going to say yeah, 3
Okey-dokey.
seems reasonable. It slams into
guy.
the area next to her eye, and let me go ahead and do the GM roll for reduced damage.
Shadunk.
One of
Okay.
these days you'll be good at hunting. I believe in you.
The damage
Yeah,
was
man.
reduced by 37 points.
Fucking Christ. Just
There
kind of
is a way.
bounces.
Just, that Matarael pauses, and he looks closely before saying, "Humans, do you trust me?"
About as much as I trust anything else.
I trust everybody at least once.
Yeah, looks to Hunter. That's not a yes.
We'll go with yes. What's your plan?
Sprints towards Hunter, jumps in the air, clearly ready to do a flying kick right into your face before you see his hands come together. And suddenly, you're getting a rather nice hug from Katie.
Oh my gosh, hi!
From the position, Hunter, you can see the position that you were previously occupied. It now has the Dragonic Knight, as well as the massive impact of the jumping kick right into the Dragonic Knight's face from Matarael.
Is that going through my light barrier?
Actually, you created those little small orbs.
Yeah, when I
so-
jumped into the air, I made it into the platform, essentially.
Yeah, I would say that, yeah.
Okay, so he just piled, or he just stone cold stunnered this guy into my light, into the mother's hand.
No, he sprinted forward, jumped into the air, and did a double-footed kick straight into the thing's face.
God.
Not quite a stone cold stunner.
That's fair.
But yeah, it's that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, just like right through the platform into her hand. I don't think it's don't do anything to her hand, but I mean, her hand is solid.
As the impact goes there, you do notice the knight is now occupied with Matarael, and Katie still has the gun in her hand. And Katie and Hunter's turns are next.
I'm going to consider I'm still holding my gun. Just don't look at Katie and go, "Now, do you trust me?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. He's going to grab the back of her coat, lift her up, and basically hold his gun horizontally, drop her on it, and do exactly what he did with Jackalope so many episodes ago, and essentially swing her with the force of a king. It's just pretty much just like throwing her all the way into the mother. Fly!
Okay. Yeah, you have been launched towards the mother.
It's a lot better with
Let's
Jackalope.
second go! I'm gonna aim my gun right at her.
Cool. Go ahead and make a dex roll.
Ooh.
In this case, you will hit on 4s.
Fly
Yes.
I three tick.
high. Jesus.
Doesn't even matter. You hit. I
Through
assume
the
that you
sky,
used
through the sky,
the
through the
correct
sky.
gun.
Yeah, I left the top. That's right.
All right. So what ends up happening is the bullet ends up impacting against her form, and for a split moment, seems like it's not going to do anything. And then, very suddenly, she starts to scream. It is not a literal physical sound. This isn't. Each time that she spoke, she was mimicking the human speech, copying it to be able to recreate those noises. This is not that. This is something that normally would only be felt through abyssal cuties, but right now is overwhelming. A psionic force pressuring you down like thousands of pounds upon your shoulders being slammed down, for shortly being followed by the sound of something very clearly breaking. Let me go ahead and just gonna reduce her total reduce her health by 90% of her max health.
Jesus Christ.
You made a deal with the serpent. That is not a light thing to be made.
Fucking Jackalope just ruining her health bar, and the serpent just like, yeah, let me hurt her even more.
Yeah, between Jackalope and the serpent, she... You know what? Well, I won't quite say the exact thing I'm thinking there, but suffice to say, it's not looking good on the part of the enemy. What you know for certain is that there's a lot of damage that has been dealt. And, yeah, I believe that cycles through your turns, basically, as it now
Pretty
reaches
much.
back to the Dragonic Knight, who immediately brings his hands together and reaches his hand through the air. A moment later, you can see coming out of almost like a portal-like thing, he grabs onto his sword. His hand pulls out of the air in order to grab onto the sword from a distance and then pull it back through in a very similar display to the abilities used by that large Grim with his ability to redirect attacks through invisible portals. Pulling the sword back, it immediately has to retaliate against Matarael, trying to launch an attack in response. Vortigern currently has his blade, so let me roll his raw attack
Christ.
versus Matarael's defense.
Ah, 2 against 1. Damn.
Poor Maddie.
Yeah. The blade shears into Matarael's arm, sinking very deep into all the way almost through the shoulder, very nearly taking the entire arm off. Which, let's see, we're going to do things slightly out of order here. Matarael's response is actually going to take place before the next thing. So Matarael then proceeds to grab onto the sword, pull it the rest of the way through, and wrap his bicep around the head of the Dragonic Knight and wrestle him to the ground as the severed arm drops to the ground, pulling them both
Jesus.
into a mutual grapple. He is not letting the Dragonic Knight interfere with this right now. As the mother, I'm going to have to roll a endurance check, which is her total number of dice are halved thanks to the effect of the weapon. That is still a critical success.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Her eyes lock right onto Katie, who, is basically hurtling towards her.
Max fucking speed.
Katie, do you have any methods of redirecting your momentum in the air in order to dodge things?
I
mean-
severely doubt it.
Because your guns don't have that level of recoil the way that Hunter's does. And you're out of grenades.
I mean, there's the gravity rounds, but that's about as much as I can think of. I mean, if I used my Grim is like a sort of parachute. I could slow myself down, or maybe like do like a sort of Breath of the Wild style woof upwards, but I don't know.
So it seems like you don't really have a way of trying to dodge in midair.
No, not at this speed.
Okay, because she is going to attack you by snapping her jaws directly at you to try to basically eat you.
Oof.
Hmm.
Kill her from the inside.
So I guess you can roll to endure.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I was planning to go through her arm, but I mean, this
works too.
works. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can, I think I can pull something out in here.
That is 1 degree of success.
Yeah, in numerical order.
Weirdly enough.
That's
Oh,
no
versus
success.
0.
You win.
Oh.
You successfully outroll that. Since her dice total was halved there, she only rolled 4, and you overcame it.
Wow.
Yeah. As she snaps forward, you're just barely able to avoid the massive fangs of the skull. You still get bit pretty bad, but 3 points of damage is far from the worst that you've ever experienced in your life.
Still
Mhm.
pretty injured, but
Yeah.
not that bad.
Let's see.
I've
Let me go
been
ahead and
chipped
check
down
her
to
health.
like
down.
10-ish, 12.
9, it looks like.
9?
Oh wow.
Okay.
Assuming that I didn't do my math wrong while rushing. But yeah, basically 10-ish. You are right.
Mm-hmm.
But you
Okay.
are now inside of her mouth.
I can work with this.
Oh.
Tarael's turn already took place. Hunter, you just watched Katie get eaten after Jack blew himself up.
All right, cool. He's gonna pop out his gravity round, and he's gonna slot in a fire round. And he's gonna aim directly for her obscenely wounded arm that Jack gave me a wonderful opportunity for, and he's gonna shoot directly into it. The giant, massive, gaping weak point.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me with a bonus.
Will do. I'll do 2 and then add in the bonus.
Remember that you can
Well,
also
replace the 1.
Yep. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you definitely want to re-roll that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's 2. You just went from
Ooh.
0 to 2 in one roll.
Fuck yeah.
Not only do you land the shot, you land it well. The flames eat across a good chunk of the exposed tissues underneath the previously thickened flesh. Go ahead and roll me 2d6 of damage.
Okay.
And then add 3, actually. 2d6 plus 3.
Well.
Okay, so that's a
some
total
weird
of 10.
rolls.
Yeah. And as the flames sear across it, Katie, it becomes your turn. You're starting to flail.
Okay. I'm gonna like stab like into the mouth to like hold myself steady.
Okie doke. Go ahead and make a strength roll.
Ooh, okay. Not good at strength. Not good at strength.
You're not able to hold yourself particularly steady as you continue to be moved around there, slamming against some of her teeth and moving considerably further down her mouth towards her throat.
Okay. Hmm.
Tragically, you are out of explosives, otherwise this would be the perfect place to be.
Yes.
Perfect place to throw some explosives. Okay. All right. We can. I don't know. Fire some fire down her throat. Give her indigestion. Tactical indigestion.
Okie doke. Go ahead and make, well, just roll 1d6. You literally cannot miss.
Oof.
You don't do very much damage, but it's damage.
Mm-hmm.
And as you've probably noted, ever since you shot her, she's lost her ability to reduce damage by 10d6.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, that's the reason why Jackalope's damage was reduced down to only 50.
God.
Only 50.
Jackalope still managed to
so
deal
much.
50 points of damage while it was being reduced by 10d6.
Yeah, it's helping us
We
out quite a
take
bit.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking
the shot
Christ.
continues going through, and the Dragonic Knight is still currently conflicting with Matarael. However, Matarael is actually going to release the Dragonic Knight, having witnessed what's
Oh.
going on here. It's going to make sense.
All right.
But for now,
Wait. Oh no. Is he
the
gonna do what I
Dragonic
think he's
Knight-
gonna do?
the Dragonic Knight proceeds to leap to his feet and starts charging towards the mother, clearly intent on, protecting her from whatever the heck is going on here. But
Oh.
the mother is going to
no.
use this time to try to stabilize herself, continue trying to swallow you. Go ahead and make a dex roll to prevent from being swallowed.
Swallowed.
God damn.
Triple crit.
Critical.
Yeah, nope, that is a critical success. You do not get any further inside of her throat at all. You
Don't
are
worry,
perfectly
this has
fine.
happened before.
I really hope that's not true. I desperately hope that's not true.
Could have. It could have.
I understand that it could have. I desperately hope that it's not true.
Don't worry, it probably wasn't consensual.
Well,
not
it's now
better.
Matarael's turn. I just processed what you just said. That makes it worse, actually. My brain needed a second to process that.
Sorry, please keep going. I am so sorry.
Yeah, well, you've probably predicted what Matarael was planning to do. The Dragonic Knight has turned his back on on Matarael on the grounds that Matarael can no longer bring his hands together. He can't use that ability by bringing his hands by doing that. Except, not quite. Matarael proceeds to bring one hand up, and he simply mutters to himself, "One does not need both hands to pray." And a moment later, Katie is on the ground,
Oh.
right where Matarael was.
Yeah.
Matara about to go fucking Jujutsu Kaisen in her throat.
I don't think I haven't watched the most recent season, so. So yeah. So it is currently his turn, and I'm going to be GM rolling a couple of rolls in the background in the next round or so. It's Hunter's turn.
Cool. He's gonna turn towards the knight, and he's gonna put up a few like 2 or 3 barriers in front of, as close to the knight as he can, and then shoot through them with the fire.
Okay, so you're basically shooting the knight with a reinforced shot. That'll take your whole turn, but go ahead and make the roll with bonus dice.
All right, definitely need a bonus dice. Motherfucker.
You know what? I think, logically speaking, you hit on 4s on this one. His back is to you. He's literally paying no attention to you whatsoever, and his entire purpose is just to run towards that. He's not dodging. I'm going to take that as a hit, but not a critical.
All right.
And
dice be doing me dirty a little bit.
Yeah. Your shot lands directly on his back. Go ahead and make me 2d6 for damage.
Okay. Is that including fire?
Yes.
Okay. 7 damage.
7 points of damage. You deal a fair bit of damage to his back, but he doesn't quite no-sell it. It's clear that it hurts. His focus is not on you right now.
Oh, a bunch of shards of light glass that are on fire, and bullets slamming into his spine while on fire.
Yeah, it's not good for him. We can agree on that. But he just keeps running.
All right,
Oh,
well,
wait.
that's my turn.
Oh, well, you do not want him to. Okay, just saying, Katie, you might want to try to stop him.
Wait, what am I doing?
I'm just saying,
Oh.
I'm not going to explain, but
Yeah.
you might want to try and stop the guy from reaching them.
Okay. Sorry. It takes a K moment. Please refresh me on what's happening.
You have been teleported into the place that was previously where Matarael was. And now the Dragon Knight is currently rushing towards the mother. And it's probably a bad idea to let them reunite.
Right. Yeah. No, I can see that. Okay. All right. How do I get him? I guess I'm just gonna freaking Healy tackle the poor guy.
Okie doke. Tackling would be a strength roll.
Sure that couldn't be a dex roll?
You know what? You've convinced me. Let's make it a dex roll specifically because you're using your Heelys and
Yeah.
breakdance and dance breakers techniques in order to tackle him.
Yeah.
So I will accept that as a dex roll.
Yeah, because it's more the momentum rather than
Yeah. So I'll accept that.
Ooh, okay, never mind.
Tragic. But sometimes that is just the way the cookie crumbles.
Mm-hmm.
As you try to tackle him down, you end up missing as he continues to surge forwards, his sword in hand, as he then proceeds to cleave the air in front of him and then run through a hole in the air and simply disappear.
Shoot. Okay.
So
That
all
seems
of their
dangerous.
roles are now going to be GM roles in the background for a little bit.
No.
Yes, dangerous is an accurate way to describe this situation, particularly for the contents of her stomach.
I think Maddie and the dragon are inside of her stomach. I
How
don't
do you
want
want
Maddie
to tackle
to
her
get
face?
digested. Oh, we have to go through the face?
Go through her face. We could try opening up her stomach. We could go through the arm slot.
I don't think that's how anatomy works, going through the arm slot into the stomach.
It's a grim.
Do we think that they're in the mouth or in the stomach? Or in
Probably the
the
stomach.
in-between portion? Probably the stomach? Just kind of like glance at her to see which portions of her might be in the most distress.
Unfortunately, you can't tell from the out. Actually, roll Abyssal Cuties.
That's fair.
That interfacing with Grim and the like, that's literally what your thing is all about, isn't it?
I can't see shit, but maybe she can.
Total of 0.
Total 0? Yeah, unfortunately, you can't tell exactly where.
Maybe I need to get in closer. Try that. I mean, what do I have left in my turn?
I think you mostly just have shooting.
Alright.
I want to pick up Maddie's arm. I don't know what it'll do for us, but it might be strong.
Shoot a gravity thing at her side or etc. See if I can zoomy myself there with the power of metal.
Okay. Go ahead. Make that roll.
Yeah. Okay.
It is a dex check. That's some weird rolls today.
A little bit. You can tell that there's definitely something going on inside of their bodies as you're trying to approach, but this turn you're not quite able to figure it out, I guess, would be the way to phrase it.
Red guy, we need to get Maddie out of the mom's stomach. He still hasn't told us about the lore.
Right, yeah, that is the only reason you're focused on this, I suppose.
Hunter is gonna look kind of confused, but he's gonna run after her. But he's gonna pick up Maddie's arm on the way. I assume it's rather large.
Yes, it is easily larger than you. He's a big boy.
He's just gonna pick up the arm, kind of holding it weirdly. He's just gonna be like, I don't know how this thing works, but maybe it still will. He's just gonna be like, pray damn you, and slap a giant rock as he's running.
Okay. Well,
does that work?
So Slapping a rock does not count as a form of, as him praying. That's not how prayer works.
Maybe if you slap it and think really pray-like thoughts.
He's still running as he slaps the thing. He's like, all right, well, rock didn't work. Time to feed mother.
That's not how that works.
Hunter usually fights giant prey, or sorry, giant predators, but not usually while they have someone inside of their stomach. So he's kind of is. Actually, you know, as he's running, I'm assuming I can't make it to her stomach because obviously too long of a distance.
You're fair. Make a speed roll, honestly.
Yeah.
Also, this can either fill you with concern or joy. I don't know which, but go ahead. Me rolling things and ooh boy. Another zero.
Hoping that's good.
A lot of
Hoping
ones.
that's Maddie's 20. That better be Maddie's 20.
As you you arrive near the stomach
Mm-hmm.
in time to hear something tearing.
Good tearing or bad tearing?
Moments later, a body is. You wouldn't describe it as thrown. The amount of force that it requires to put something at that velocity through a body the size of the mother's is a level of power that is, frankly, you can't describe that as a throw anymore. What you do know is that after the body pierces through all of the flesh of the stomach, it then drives it a further 6 feet into the stone ground.
Jesus.
Leaving behind a giant gaping hole inside of the body of the Grim Mother, who continues to howl. Only for Matarael to pull himself out of the hole and give a look to the body of the Draconic Knight, as if to say, I'm not done with you yet.
Let's go, Maddie!
Yes, that nat 20 was his roll. So.
Hunter's just standing there
Yes.
holding his massive arm. Need a hand?
He walks over. He looks over at the arm for a moment before saying, I'll deal with it when I need it.
Alright, I might use it in the meantime. He's just gonna grab the fingers and pull him into like a fist.
It's not attached to me.
Ooh, red guy, we could throw that in the med bay and make it do something. I actually have no idea. That's not a grim, but you know,
What the hell's wrong with you?
I get that a lot. Anyways,
The fact that that's not surprising is probably the most concerning elements thus far. But
Just legitimately looks at you for a moment, just like, what the fuck? No.
that Matarael kind of flexes one of his one attached hand and says, "All right. Which one would you like to finish off?
the mom.
Then I leave her to you."
Okay.
He strides towards the hole in the ground and reaches in to rip the Draconic Knight back out of it. The knight, clearly no longer having his sword in hand, is attempting to fight back, but
Oh,
he did
I
not
like
roll so
him.
high.
Katie.
And as
Hmm?
oh, yep, go ahead.
Yeah, Katie, it's time for Secret Maneuver 27. And he just kind of hands you the giant arm.
I have no idea what that is, but absolutely it's time for that.
So we grab the arm.
Oh, wait.
Okay, so I guess
yeah.
you're both grabbing the arm. I don't know what's going on.
I also have no idea what's going
Did
on.
you take the arm?
Oh,
He's holding the
Yes?
arm out for you.
oh, yeah, sure, gimme.
Alright. He's just gonna grab the back of your shirt and again just got put you on his gun. He's gonna go, it's
we're doing this
time
thing again."
for you to deliver the greatest punch.
Yeah, sure, that's probably how that works.
That
Do I just aim it or
No,
feel
throw
like
you
this
into her
worked.
face. And then he's just
Oh.
going to launch
This
his,
worked very
his
well last
gun
time.
upwards.
Okay.
Angel punch.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
I
can
see
get me
no
eaten
reason why
again.
that would not work.
He's just
Um,
launching you upwards with like all the force he can, screaming, "Angel
Woo.
punch!"
Sure.
As that slams in against it, there's also the fact that Katie does still have her guns as well to continue also firing in addition to this because she has two hands.
I'll fire some fire, I guess.
Okie doke. I'm going to say that
I love the idea of
You're-
her uppercutting
you-
it as she's
so
shooting.
go ahead and roll your 1d6 for damage, but then do an additional flat 6, not 1d6.
Jesus.
It's a flat 6 on top.
9
9.
damage.
Okay, 9 damage. That's pretty significant. And gotta make another GM roll in the background.
Mother just getting uppercutted
It works better
and
if you
filled
spell
with
it
fire.
properly, by the way.
What was the number I used, KT? Secret maneuver 26, I think.
27.
27. Gotcha.
The mother is not beaten yet. She rears her head up high
Oh.
and swings down in retaliation. There is... No, because Katie, you still don't have a way to dodge in the air, do you?
No, I just kind of went along with this. It worked out last time.
Cool. Well, so then you're going to roll... You're going to have to roll to endure.
Sure.
Oh,
Okay, that's a 0. I wonder what the consequences of this might end up being.
It's only... Right now, it's all of her dice counts are halved, so she'll take... So you'll
I
take
love
5
how you
points
gave
of
her
damage.
whiplash by power punching her jaw.
Katie, you have 4 points of health remaining as she slams down into you, causing you to go hurtling back towards the ground. Your aura is running dangerously low at this point.
Okay.
You're not dead yet, though. However, I have completely lost control of the turn order and I have not been paying attention. So, oh well. Matadai and the other one are engaged in combat. It goes back to Hunter's turn now.
Alright, cool. Well, Hunter is just with his gun already pointed upwards. He's just go suck on gravity, and he's going to shoot directly up as she snaps her mouth downwards. It's just going to go right up into her chin, basically.
Okay, go ahead and make that roll.
Okay, and with gravity, that'll be is that 2 or 3? Or
It's
is
a
it an
bonus.
extra dice? Okay, so I'm gonna
It
do
was a
2.
bonus.
And then I'll just do an extra. God fucking the
So
force,
unfortunately,
man.
it doesn't pay off quite as well as you'd like. Honestly, I've been waiting for the moment for like a nice, clear, climactic roll, but nobody's
Nice
rolling
force,
climactic
man.
rolls on any side.
I just bullet just dunk.
The mother's head ends up, as it hits the ground, you note it has difficulty lifting it back up. It seems that the shot that was landed did a absurd amount of damage to it. Between that and everything else, it's almost gone.
Fair enough.
Does her head land next to me?
Well, technically it's yes, in that it swung its head to slam into you in the first place.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. After Hunter comes me, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Okay. She's kind of like almost limping towards it. Okay. Red guy. Next time I'm in charge of the secret maneuvers. Not so secret maneuver. Frickin' fire headshot. Let's go.
So you're just gonna shoot her in the head?
Yeah, just gonna shoot her in the head.
Cool. You auto hit. Go
Yeah,
ahead and
alright,
roll
fair enough.
2d6.
God,
7 points. That is going to be pretty much enough. It is now
Hunters just
reduced
don't
to
shoot
the
her in the
dying
eye
state.
if that doesn't work.
The mother is reduced to a dying state. There is nothing that it can do at this point. If you have anything that you would like to speak with it about before it completely dies, this is your only chance.
I'm gonna crouch next to her like, hey, I'm also a jumper. Just so you know.
She tries to move as if to spit on you, but the Icarus bile that comes out is just the regular Grim blood.
Yeah.
Hunters just don't kind of bury his well, not bury, but he's don't slam his glaive, I believe it is, into the ground. He's just don't like fold his arms over across his chest and just be like, do you have any idea where Jackie went to, or are you just assuming he died?
You used the phrase Jackie, so are you asking her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The amount of force he put into my body would, forget simply liquefying it, would atomize a regular body.
He doesn't exactly have a regular body.
That there's a loud crunching sound from behind you, followed by Matarael climbing out of the pit that had been formed from his fight and walking towards the group. I protected Jackalope from that attack, or I suppose from the consequences of his own actions.
Yeah, he needs that sometimes. So what's gonna
Well,
happen to your Grim when you're gone, Mother?
Do I win the custody battle?
The ones that were inside of me are going to pass away, I suppose. Congratulations. Because of you, now they will truly know death. Perhaps
The
that
one-
rat would be glad to hear it.
The one that Katie liked, whatever its name was, the one that was afraid of death. Are you able to create it?
What does it matter? It is an extension of myself, of my flesh, of my body. It will pass with me.
Are you able to make it its own creature? As have many.
Why would I do that?
Because it doesn't want to die with you.
Honey, I don't want to die either.
And yet you chose to. It did not.
Really. I chose this.
You chose to fight us. Katie here is an idiot. That much is plain. Jackalope would want to fight regardless. But you looked at me for 1 second, asked if I was a hunter, and then struck. We haven't had a conversation at all.
Jumper. Not hunter.
Regardless, you chose to strike. We struck back. This time.
You came first. You came to my prison cell. You came with the intent of killing me, after taunting and ridiculing me.
And you had been slaying us humans for countless years. We would have loved to put
And
this
you
behind
had
us
been
without killing
slaying
you.
and your kind have slain our Grim for as many years.
Something
Don't
that Katie...
speak as though there's some self-righteousness to this.
Katie wanted to make it stop.
The only way to make it stop was to kill me.
That's the only way
That is
we were
hardly
told.
my decision. Yes. Do you think that means I want to die?
No.
The Grim out there, outside of here. What'll happen to them when you die? If you die?
They'll no longer hear my voice when they spawn within the pools. They will simply never know a world with my memories and recollections. They will not feel the hate I feel for you.
Can I use Abyssal Cuties to see if I can contact the Grim within her?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll Abyssal Cuties.
Okay. Yeah, I just kind of like touch my hand to our corpse, or soon to be corpse.
You interface, and you can feel all of the Grimm in there. And they all feel very distant and weak.
I want to know if they're okay with this.
No. The answer to that is just the closest thing to a good answer would be no.
You can heal,
None of
can't you,
them.
Katie?
That is correct. You can heal them, but you'd be healing all of them.
Hmm. If I heal you, will you end up just killing me? Will this just all be the same?
Yes. Me.
Hmm.
This is your choice, Katie.
Oh. He succeeded on his roll. I'll specify. Matarael walks forward and places a hand, his only hand, on Katie's shoulder. You did well. You provided considerable assistance. Whether you choose to take this as a curse or as a punishment, I offer you this. He raises his hand and slams it into the body of the corpse, soon-to-be corpse, of the mother. Tell me, who would you like separated?
Aww.
Oh, that's really cute, actually.
Aww.
Oh.
Who would you like?
He's
Katie?
asking, who would you like to save?
Oh. Oh my gosh. I guess Morgana?
Okay.
Yeah.
There is
Morgana.
the wet sound of him unsheathing his hand from it. And as he does, there's something small and bulbous in that hand. But it pulses, and you can feel it. There's life there. He sets it into your hand, and there's a clear look of disgust on his face.
Oh.
Hunter's
this,
gonna kind of move in
save.
front of the mother real quick, and he's gonna like look at her. I'm assuming she has an eye open.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna look at her, and he's just gonna go, for the record, I have nothing against Grimm. I have nothing against most creatures, and I have nothing against you. You may hate all humans. I frankly don't care. I don't care about your existence. I don't even care about most of the Grimm. Your bout against us as a race, I find to be stupid. Whether or not that makes me naive, whether or not that makes me childish, or whether or not that makes it so that I just haven't lived long enough, I don't care. If there were a way to handle all this peacefully, me and Katie would have gone for it just as easily as we would have gone for currently killing you. We don't care about whether or not you have a feud against us. In fact, I'm fairly certain she would heal you if she really wanted to. If you weren't going to instantly try killing her, she would be trying to save your life. Whether that makes her a fool doesn't matter. Your death is a death. The creatures inside of you will know death, as will all the humans that have lived on here. That is the circle of life. That is all. You...
For once, yeah, I'm surprised. I am in genuine awe. Never before had I believed that anything could make me wish for death as much as listening to you proselytize to me.
Frankly,
And yet,
I don't
if
know
it
what that
means
word
I no
means.
longer, it means that if death is what it takes to stop listening to you blabber, I welcome it.
Hmm? Motorcycles in the background, huh? I
With
just-
that is
Yeah,
that
I
is
just
the
kind of
passing of
sigh
the
and I
mother.
look at Matael.
Matarael will point to the sky as it begins to crack and break apart.
My job here is done. But I will take time to recover. I
Indeed.
suppose I have enough time to discuss things. Firstly, return my hand to me.
Oh, I look at Katie.
Yeah, sure. I hand him the hand.
He takes it back and holds it out and closes his eyes. A few moments later, sure enough, there is you. So, how familiar are your characters with being covered in viscera?
Hunter,
Human viscera, I
100%.
specify. Human viscera.
Probably more than the others. Well, okay, maybe not Jackie, but more than Hunter, probably.
Hunter is very familiar with the insides of dinosaurs, not quite humans.
The arm, the only way to describe it is instantaneously eviscerated and obliterated.
Jesus.
Chunks of it flying in every direction. But sure enough, a moment later, covered in an absurd amounts of blood and barely alive, there is Jackalope with 0 HP,
Oh.
but now ticking up to 1 HP.
Wait, did you turn Jackie into your arm?
No.
He then drops down flat on his rear end and starts having trouble breathing.
I simply protected him in accordance to a pact. My abilities pertain towards promises, oaths. My prayer is an oath, and in executing upon that oath, I may utilize my abilities. I swore upon that arm that I would allow no harm to come to him. So I sacrificed the arm to prevent harm from coming to him.
Huh.
It was not a perfect oath.
Jack, you are now regaining consciousness, covered in more blood. Like, you've woken up covered in people's blood before. You've had chunks of people on you. Those have happened. Never this much. This is more blood than a human body contains. And you're waking up in a pool of it. Definitely ain't yours, though.
Doesn't taste like iron, but it's definitely blood. I'm back home.
No, you're still here.
Oh shit, it worked. Thanks.
You're alive!
Welcome back. Now, I do believe, if my hearing was not entirely mistaken, you had an interest in, I believe you put it, the lore?
And that is where we're going to end the session for tonight, having gone almost 20 minutes over in order to finish that fight.
Just the deep sigh from Hunter. All right. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. It's so sad that Lynn couldn't be here for it, but honestly, I think she might enjoy the lore portion a little bit more than us eviscerating and reestablishing a creature's visceral existence. But Katie got a new pet. Jackalope died and came back, and Hunter, honestly, he got to do a power move, kind of, by utilizing Katie's physical body. Secret move, whatever I called it. The secret something. The
Secret maneuver, I think.
Secret maneuver 27, Angel Punch. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, feel free to go check out the rest of our content inside that Linktree link that I posted right there. You guys can see Vods of Valhalla or Tables of Tartarus, which are our 2 YouTube channels. You guys can also check out our Discord down below. So if you guys are new here, you guys can use that to talk to us or get frequent updates on when our videos post or when we go live, which is going to be very varied throughout some of the weeks as I try to get more used to my work schedule and it fixes itself, and we try to get more stuff going, more productions going, and hopefully we're going to be doing some more books here soon and writing a little bit more and working on things a little bit more as time goes on. But we're going to be adjusting our stats, most likely, I think we said, Corn, after this episode.
Yes, that is the plan, is that we're going to be adjusting stats in order to make things a little bit more in line. The entire point of this system is that we want to make it in a way that's fun to and enjoyable to play. And that means changing things sometimes in order to make it so that our resident hunter with a sniper rifle gets to roll more than 2 dice with his sniper rifle.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of changes to the characters and to a little bit of how our stats work, just to make it so that stuff works a little bit better. And the fact that we're doing this after episode 40 is just really funny to me. So hope you guys enjoy, and stay tuned for all the other crazy crap that we do. Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
I didn't get there
Bye.
to see.